Hey everybody, Dustin here from Backcountry Cuisine, and today I'm showing off my new tent, Lux Megahorn 4-person tent with a wood stove inside, titanium wood stove. It's amazing. Look at that. The coals are just going in there. Oh, so toasty. Good morning, everybody. Had an awesome night's sleep in the hot tent. It's great. I've got my wood supply over here and my leather gloves for tending the fire, and I just kind of kept shoving stuff in all night. Woke up this morning and got myself a hot drink. Right off the bat, I just popped the thing. Once I had the stove going really good, just pop that up on top, got the hot water going, mixed in my drink, and I'm good to go. So that was pretty awesome. Right here from my sleeping bag, not having to get out at all. And then I'm cooking up a little bit of breakfast right now too. So I've got that rolling. Yep, there we go, starting to boil. So that's rolling along. And yeah, it was a pretty sweet night in here in the hot tent. I didn't really get cold, but I mean, there was moments where I was a little cold, so I just stoked the fire up and had it. So cheers. Good morning. All right, well, I'm just finishing up my teriyaki rice here. It's pretty good. Threw some Spam in there. Again, I just cooked it right here on the stove. I'm making my second cup of hot cocoa, and yep, that's awesome. Teriyaki rice from Knorr. Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed. Tastes. Okay, like I said, this is the Megahorn, Lux Megahorn 4-person tent with a titanium wood stove. The thing comes in at about 9 pounds with everything, steaks, stove, everything. I actually spent the night last night in it, and it was incredible. I was able to keep it fed with fuel all night, and you just keep a bunch of wood in your tent with you, and it's huge in here, gigantic, and it was awesome. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of my new tent, my Lux Megahorn tent. So yeah, it's a TP style tent, lots of guy outs on here. So one of the things I found out last night that I liked was that these tabs, the red tabs on the sides here, that's reflective, as is the little cord here. So when I went out from my tent to get some more wood and stuff and came back, it's really easy to find the tent. So that was kind of cool. If you're going to have a wood stove, you're going to need to cut down a couple small trees. So that's where I was cutting down the trees, right there. And over here is where I was battening them and splitting them up with my knife. Big, huge door. Just cut a little trench here. Used the blocks that I cut from the pathway in here as backrests over there and over there, so I could hang out and sit next to the stove or be across from the stove, whichever one. I found being across from the stove was a little bit nicer. Yeah, so coming in the tent, obviously the wood stove goes through the side of the tent, and it's enough space for a mug and a cook pot. Smaller cook pot. That's a 1300 milliliter cook pot. Sleeping bag over here. Had it so that I had my head down here so I could feed it overnight. Kept my wood pile over here, headlamp, all that kind of stuff. And then a bunch of gear storage over here. I mean, I'm really spread out here. I've got so much room. This is a 4-person tent. I was here all by myself. And tons and tons of room. easily could get 2 people side by side in here with plenty of space, and so that the person closest to the door is not crammed up in there. The person closest to the stove, of course, is going to be feeding the stove overnight. Easy peasy. Good. I actually found I put a little I brought a wood plate in. I felt that really helped a lot. I tried it out at home first, and these little feet, these little legs, they they'll just melt down into the snow. So this helped to keep it going. So I did this all night long. And there's a definite divot in here next to where the wood is, but it did not lose that much heat or that much elevation at all. Actually, the stove at all, it didn't sink down at all. So that was perfect. Little chunk of wood, 1/2-inch piece of plywood. I might work on some different things too, but we'll see. There's a little warming station down here. You can leave things down here and the heat comes underneath the stove. The heat comes down from the top. I'm gonna try baking a pizza a little later on today and see how that goes. So yeah. All right, so one of my trials here is to see if I can't bake a pizza on my new stove here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on top first, cook the bottom. I got a quick bread crust in there, and I'm gonna see if I can't get that to crust up and harden, and then I'm gonna put it under here because there's heat that comes down from underneath, and so I'm gonna see if I can't bake a pizza. Love pizza. All right, well, let's check this thing out. It smells like pizza, so I think it's gonna be pretty good. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice, very good. Crust looks pretty good. Well, it's sticking a little bit. Got parchment paper up the sides. Looks like pizza to me, man. Yeah, get it off the parchment paper. Yeah, buddy. Pizza. Look at that. Nice. All right, well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Go check out Lux. They got some pretty cool stuff there. These wood-burning stoves. Pretty cool. But I got to pack up and get out of here and go home. So take care, eat well, and come check us out at backcountrycuisine.net. Pizza.